Good afternoon. It's Midday Live on TV3. We're coming to you from the news hub here at Adesawe, Kanda, Accra. Coming up in the bulletin. NDC opens book of condolence at party offices nationwide in memory of late Vice President Pakwesi Emisa Arthur. Also, Minister of Regional Development Dan Botche says dismissal of EC chairperson and 2 deputies will not affect process leading to creation of new regions. Plus, no functioning traffic lights in the Upper East region. We'll also tell you the story on how Ghana's wood carving industry needs attention to become a major exports earner. And on the international front, 100 immigrants feared drawn off the coast of Libya. My name is Grace Hamwa Asari. We're also live on DSTV channel 279. Let's go to our stories now. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, has expressed shock at the demise of immediate past Vice President Pakwesi Emisa Arthur on Friday. The party said after respectful contact was made with the family of their 2012 and 2016 vice presidential candidate, it was confirmed that he has indeed passed on to eternal rest and glory. A statement issued by the party on Friday and signed by Koku Anidohu, acting as General Secretary, directed all regional and constituency officers to have flags fly at half-mast. A book of condolence has also been opened at the party's headquarters in Adabraka, respectfully inviting party faithfuls, members of sister political parties, as well as the general public to visit the NDC headquarters and sign the book of condolence in honor of the memory of a fallen gallant comrade and nationalist. Aside the directive as regards the flags, regional and constituency officers have been asked to open books of condolences as well. Mr. Emisa Arthur passed on Friday at the 37 Military Hospital, where he was rushed to after collapsing at a gym at Burma Camp. It was a program of activities. It said a program of activities will be put out in due course to pay glowing and befitting tribute to Mr. Emisa Arthur. Let's stay a while longer on this story because the Vice President has commiserated with the family of former Vice President Pakwesi Emisa Arthur. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia also signed a book of condolence on behalf of government and the people of Ghana.
Dr. Muhammadu Baumia was accompanied by the Chief of Staff, Fremont Sopari, and other government functionaries and ministers. He had a closed-door meeting with the family and the wife of the former Vice President Pakwesi Emisa Arthur. He later signed the book of condolence on behalf of government and the people of Ghana. The late Vice President Pakwesi Emisa Arthur passed away Friday, the 29th of June 2018. His body has since been deposited at the morgue.
Now, Parliament briefly sat on Friday. This was in reaction to the sudden death of former Vice President Kwesi Emisa Arthur.
It was difficult for Parliament to proceed with its activities lined up for the day. Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, announced the House had to be adjourned early in order for leadership to go commiserate with the family of late Kwesi Emisa Arthur. He eulogized the late former Vice President.
A man who went through the mill as special assistant, no wonder he graduated to better performance in due course. All those years I knew him because I was very close to the finance minister at that time. He always worked as a dedicated person.
Majority Leader Oseche Mensah-Bonsu said he found the death of the late former Vice President unbelievable.
The Speaker, a person who drove himself to a fitness club would not be suspected of any ailment, and yet that is what happened. He went there, having driven himself, and he did come back in one piece. What we could say to the Midday family is that for now we extend our sincerest condolences to the Midday family, to the party that brought him to prominence, to government that he served, and indeed to the country.
Minority Chief Whip Muntaka Mubarak, narrating how the late former Vice President died, said the minority would miss the absence of the late former Vice President.
We extend our condolences to the family, the NDC party, and those of us in the minority who really missed him on most of his useful advice.
After the adjournment of the House, leadership led a delegation to the residence of the late former Vice President, Kwesi Amissah-Arthur.
Let's stay a while longer on this story, and this time some political parties, mainly the New Patriotic Party, the Convention People's Party and the All People's Party APC, have all expressed shock at the demise of the former Vice President, the late Amissah-Arthur. They have subsequently extended their condolences to the bereaved families.
Like every Ghanaian, news of the former Vice President Amissah-Arthur's demise was shocking to the political parties. Acting Director of Research of the New Patriotic Party, Evans Nimako, says the former Vice President always dealt with issues.
I saw him on the political landscape, and he wasn't an aggressive person. He dealt more with issues. Maybe, if not because of politics, we wouldn't have heard too much of him.
Former second vice chair of the Convention People's Party, Rodelyn Imoru Ayana, expressed shock at his demise.
And he carried himself very well. I must say that Dr. Amissah-Arthur never said a bad thing about anyone. It was not his nature. So for us, within the political setup, I think we've lost a real politician, the kind of politician that this country needs at this time.
The leader of the All People's Congress, APC, Hassan Ayariga, described the former vice president as humble.
I have met him on several occasions on different platforms. He's one of a kind who will smile, who will bow before you, greet you, and then he goes on to smile even after your conversation. He leaves you with a smile.
The Deputy Director of Research, Peter Boama Otukuno, said the NDC had lost a great leader.
His Excellency Kwesi Amissah-Arthur is an exceptional politician. I mean, people always say that he doesn't look like a politician. He doesn't even belong to the political world, and that, you know, he's too good to be a politician.
The late Amissah-Arthur, before his appointment as Vice President, was the former governor of the Bank of Ghana.
Now, more tributes have been pouring for the late former Vice President Kwesi Amissah-Arthur, who passed on Friday. Some panelists on New Day have been paying glowing tribute to the memory of the former Vice President.
Lo and behold, he was mentioned, and he continued diligently in his political act. No matter how much you attacked him, no matter how much you tried to provoke him, Kwesi, as he was affectionately called, would remain the Kwesi that he was.
He was really a gentleman,
right,
and he's paid his dues.
Right.
May so rest in peace. And our condolences to the family, the children who never thought this would befall their father, when in the morning or the previous night he was very fit.
I think that is a personality that should have been around for quite some time. And for him to just wake up in the morning, go into gym with his wife, as we are told, and not to come back home with his wife, but go somewhere else and not to be seen in this life again, our souls are really falling. I mean, we have to commiserate with the families. I don't know how his children will take it. Yeah. It's a very sad day.
Indeed, the nation is mourning, and from all of us here, we wish the family well. Let's do some other stories. Minister for Regional Reorganization Development, Dan Butchie, has dismissed claims that the dismissal of the EC boss, Charlotte Osei, and her 2 deputies will affect the process leading to the creation of the new regions. The Electoral Commission is expected to organize a referendum to determine whether or not new regions should be created.
The EC is a very formidable institution. I mean, very strong structures, right from the district level, regional level, and then at the headquarters too, they have directories. There are people who have been involved. For example, when Alhaji Sule came, he came with a whole technical team, about 6 to 8 people of directories who came here and who are, as it were, knowledgeable of what is going on, and they know. So I want to believe that they should be able to continue.
So is that to suggest that this will not have any impact on the process in any way?
I don't expect it to have any impact. I mean, only to the extent that, just as I tried to explain, we have been working, we have been speaking, especially from Wednesday we spoke, yesterday we spoke, and today we'll have met them. Obviously, I can't meet them today. So certainly, for the next few days, we may have to wait to see what happens in the commission before we can pick up again. So to that extent, maybe some few days or maybe a week, yes. But the major work has to organize a referendum. There are so many very experienced people in the commission who understand these things, who have been doing a lot of work there. And I want to believe that that should not affect the referendum in the process.
The full version of this interview will be aired at 3 p.m. today, Saturday, June 30, on Captured by Women. So you want to stay and get the full details. You're still watching Midday Live on TV3. It is also live on DSTV channel 279. Meanwhile, the former Chair of the Electoral Commission, Charlotte Osei, says she will withhold her response to her removal and speak at the appropriate opportunity. In a release, Charlotte Osei noted this is due to the passing of former Vice President Kwesi Bekwai Emisatha.
According to Charlotte, said despite the attacks, character assassination, the falsehoods, the curses, and the relentless plots and threats against her and her family over the past 3 years, she chose to remain silent and focused on delivering on her constitutional mandate to the best of her ability. The former Electoral Commission chair stated records show she presided over the 2015 District Assembly election and the 2016 presidential and parliamentary elections to the best of her ability. Charlotte said in the release said she prefers to leave the standards and quality of the elections for Ghanaians, history and posterity to judge. According to Madam Osei, she still considers it a great honor and privilege to have been given the opportunity to serve Ghana. Charlotte Osei was found to have breached procurement laws in the award of several contracts during the 3-year tenure as chair of the Electoral Commission.
Midday Life is back with some other stories. Don't go away. Welcome back. This is Midday Live on TV3. We're also live on DSTV channel 279. Let's do some business stories now. The Ministry of Trade and Industry, in collaboration with Junction Mall, has organized the second Made in Ghana Trade Fair in Accra. The 4-day event is expected to showcase authentic Made in Ghana products and services and to boost its patronage.
The trade fair is aimed at promoting and encouraging the use of Made in Ghana products and services, as well as creating awareness among the populace on the need to patronize Made in Ghana products and services. Local producers of products such as handicrafts, food, beverages, furniture and fittings, home supplies, textiles and garments, beauty and cosmetics, printing and publishing, pharmaceuticals, cleaning and toiletries, among others, were showcased. Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Carlos Ahinkora, said through such a fair, the government expects to reduce the country's import bill and improve trade balance.
It would be very difficult for the manufacturers to enter into the next cycle of production if indeed they produce or they manufacture and they don't find off-takers. That is why it is important that the Ministry of Trade ensures that we create that environment where people will have the opportunity to show to others where they are able to manufacture.
A Made in Ghana ambassador, Mama Zimbi, said the fair would help to stimulate the demand for local products while ensuring quality and durability of Made in Ghana goods and services.
Like the beads, if it's baked, and we have a lot of people patronizing it. We have those who go and take it from the bakery, and then those who are going to arrange the beads. So we need to personalize our own. I am proud to be a Ghanaian, so I eat Ghana, I dance Ghana, I speak Ghana.
Some exhibitors at the fair spoke to TV3 about their expectations.
It's a step in the right direction. This is the only way we can grow the economy. When we keep the money here by spending on products that were made here, we create employment. It's also a thing of pride because then you know that you can do it yourself, right? So yes, we are really excited to be here and to be part of this.
Well, the kind of slippers and sandals we actually make are very comfortable. They are padded and of high quality. We're actually working hand in hand with the Ghana Standards Board. We're working hand in hand with the Ghana Standards Authority to actually get our products standardized.
Now, Total Petroleum Ghana Limited has introduced the first ever solar-powered fuel service station in Ghana at Tema main harbour branch to serve its cherished customers in Tema and its environs.
Speaking at the launch, the managing director of Total Petroleum Ghana, Eric Fanchine, said the world's energy future and that of Ghana's is being shaped by the dual challenge of climate change and the growing demands for electricity. The need for renewable energies, therefore, being considered globally, particularly solar, have become crucial in the new environment. He added, Total Ghana's goal is to solarize at least 50% of their network of 250 service stations within 5 years and to continue to contribute to the energy enhancement of industry standard.
To become local entrepreneur as we support their initial working capital requirements. We also provide various solar solutions from lamps, kiosks, and logistics support for Ghanaian startups such as EEG.
The Deputy Minister of Energy, Dr. Mohamed Amin Andam, said the Energy Ministry is happy to know that Total Petroleum Ghana Limited, mainly known for marketing petroleum products, has not only transformed its station to be solar-powered, but it has also diversified its energy portfolio in Ghana to include renewable energy solutions to business. He hinted that the Ministry of Energy has commenced the implementation of the Scaling Up Renewable Energy programs with the objective of delivering over 55 mini-grids, 38,000 stand-alone solar home systems, and 15,000 net meter solar with storage system for homes and small-medium enterprises across the country.
Ghana is well endowed with renewable energy resources which are yet to be fully exploited. And these include biomass, hydropower, wind potential, among others.
Director of Human Resource and Administration at National Petroleum Authority, Kojo Abiu Jackson, noted that Total Petroleum Ghana has been in the forefront of a number of such innovations in the industry, with the understanding that loss of one life due to petroleum-related fire is one death too many. There is the need for all stakeholders in the downstream industry to aim at zero accident in all retail outlets.
We are here to celebrate another innovative milestone with Total, as it commissions and has just commissioned its solarized service station.
Now, Ghana's wood carving industry is replete with creative artists whose works are admired by many the world over. However, in recent times, the industry has not received its needed attention to help it develop as a major export commodity on the international market. We explore the prospects of this industry.
Ghana's handicraft industry has been in existence for centuries. It was started by our forefathers as their artistic works, and it was economically dependable for them. Their products, which included wood carvings, precious jewelry, earthenware bowls, drums, cane products, imitation jewelry, among others, were used as decorative artifacts which served as a sign of their ancestral origins. This craft has continued from generation to generation and mostly within families. The art center here in Accra is the heart of the wood carving industry in the capital. Paul Benson, a woodcarver of 20 years, gives me insight into what he is creating.
A jinyami means except God. This man and woman, two heads is better than one.
He explains the business is seasonal and there are times he makes money. Michael Ajiri, also a woodcarver of 15 years, explained the meanings of some of his works.
This is something we call unity. They say 2x are better than 1. When we come together like this, we can do something. But you alone to do something is very difficult. When you put a bowl on it like this, you can put fruit, sweets, anything at all inside. The last price we can sell this was 100 Ghana series. Now the business is everywhere. The price I'll take, maybe somebody will not take that price. Maybe I'm able to sell it 100, somebody will sell it 80, somebody will sell it 50.
But a worry on the minds of these artists is a coming to an end of their location at these grounds as the Marine Drive project takes shape.
By from our sources, they are telling us, fine, after we move into Kaukudi, when this project 2 is being completed, this place, the price will definitely be high. So you will decide. If you can afford, then you come here. If you cannot, then you have to be at Kaukudi.
Data from the Ghana Export Promotion Authority has shown that non-traditional export earnings from the handicraft sector grew by 23% in 2015, from $3.7 million in 2014 to $4.27 million, a far cry from what other economies earn from the sector. Certainly, government has to do more to promote the sector to ensure their full potential is realized. My Paul Soa, TV3, Accra.
That's all we have for business. Let's go to the Upper East region, where there is not a single functional traffic light, not even in Bolgatanga, the capital. Meanwhile, there are hundreds of road accidents occurring at traffic intersections in the region. Information gathered at the Department of Urban Roads in the region indicates that rehabilitation works on 7 traffic signalized intersections in Bolgatanga and Boko have been awarded to Dakar Construction Limited, and work is due to commence in July 2018. A report by Tanko Mohammed Rabiu.
The Upper East Regional Manager of Road Safety Commission, Alhaji Alebinde Mohammed, hinted that his outfit is still educating motorists in the region, especially around intersections that have traffic lights, on safety measures and precautions. He said lack of traffic lights is hindering road safety and hoped the traffic lights will be working soon. Some residents, including an assemblyman, have expressed their frustration on the issue of traffic lights and called for immediate rehabilitation of the traffic lights. The Bolgatanga Municipal Chief Executive, Joseph Amiyure, has assured residents of Bolgatanga of their safety as far as the traffic light situation is concerned, and that plans are advanced to install traffic lights at intersections. Information gathered at the Department of Urban Roads in the region indicates that rehabilitation works on 7 traffic signalized intersections in Bolgatanga and Boko have been awarded to Dakar Construction Limited, and commencement of work expected in July 2018.
You're still watching Midday Live on TV3. We're back with some other stories after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is Midday Live on TV3. We're also live on DSTV channel 279. So, former President John Dramani Mahama is expected to be at the residence of the late Vice President Emisa Arthur. Now, he is arriving from Germany after he heard of the demise of the Vice President. My colleague Nuang Falong is at the residence and she joins me on the phone lines. Good afternoon to you, Falong.
Good afternoon, Grace. How are you?
Fine. So, Falong, what is the mood at the residence of the late Vice President?
Well, the mood here is still very solemn. It's much like yesterday. There's a lot of security personnel here just trying to make sure everything is in order. It's not barricaded. They are welcoming everyone who's coming to offer their condolences. We have seen a lot of visibly mourning people. There are a lot of people here who are uncontrollable. They are weeping their eyes out. We have seen Rahel Apo, who is the former gender minister, and she was uncontrollable. And we have also spoken with the Honorable Koko Anyidoho, the Deputy General Secretary, and he insists that the party has no immediate plan because they are still very shocked, and still drying their tears about the sudden passing of the former Vice President. And so they have no immediate plan. But he said they are available and they will mourn with the family and they will cooperate with the family in many ways to ensure that things are done the right way.
Do you have any idea? Have you heard of when former President Mahama is arriving in the residence?
He made us understand that the former president is expected today, but he did not give us an exact time.
Have you also seen any other dignitaries arrive this morning?
Presently, we have not been allowed into the compound, but we understand there are several dignitaries within the compound, so we are unable to access those politicians.
So that's what my colleague Nuang Falong, they're joining us from the residence of the late Vice President Pakwesi Emisa Arthur. You're still watching Midday Live on TV3. We're live on our various social media platforms. You can also join us on DSTV channel 279. We're back shortly after this break. Don't go anywhere. Now, some celebrities have also been pouring in their tribute to the late Emisa Arthur. Let's take a look at what they have been saying.
The late Kwesi Amisa Arthur reportedly collapsed at the Air Force Gym early this morning and was rushed to the 37 military hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Some Ghanaian entertainment personalities have been paying tributes to the former vice president. Actress Amake Abebrese, in a tweet, said she was really saddened by the news. She posted, "I am saddened by the news of the death of former vice president of Ghana. He was truly one of the most genuine people I've had the pleasure to meet, a fine politician and gentleman. Rest well, sir. Hashtag RIP Amisa Arthur." Comedian DKB in a tweet said, "Apparently our Vice President Amisa Arthur collapsed during his early morning workout and was pronounced dead on arrival at the 37 military hospital. If the above information is true, don't use it as an excuse not to work out. Obesity is still deadly. Thanks," he noted. Rapper Edem wrote, "RIP former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Kwesi Amisa Arthur. God rest your soul. Hashtag Mighty Jesus."
Now let's do some other stories. Fancy Gadam has officially cancelled his show with Patoranking, which was expected to come off today, June 30, at the Tamale Stadium. The Total Cheat hitmaker made the announcement on his Facebook page that he cannot hold the show tomorrow because he's lost some of his fans. News broke about the accident of the fans of Fancy Gadam and some staff of Xylophone Cash who had been involved in a fatal accident in Tamale when floating, and has claimed the lives of at least 5 people, leaving several others injured. Fancy Gadam, in an emotional Facebook post, wrote, "My heart is heavy right now. Words can't describe how I feel. I am sorry to announce to you that my show with Patoranking, scheduled to come off tomorrow, has been postponed indefinitely. I can't lose my fans and still have the heart to stage a show." The musician had earlier on asked his fans to meet him after Juma prayers, so they marched to the airport to welcome Nigeria's Patoranking. Fancy Gadam has a song titled "Customer" with Patoranking. And that's how we end Midday Live on TV3. You watched us on DSTV channel 279. My name is Grace Hamwasari. Many thanks for joining us. Log on to 3news.com for some more stories. Enjoy the rest of our programs.